your potential. Use your overall for this game all the way up to a max.
Hey, y'all. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. I have with me two of my dearest friends. Neil O'Neill.
Hello, brother.
Nice
to see you.
Ken Smith.
I didn't know. I thought you got to bring guys out. I didn't know it was us.
No, you're my dear friends.
Oh, thank you, Ernie.
A look at the Celtics. 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball. Two sports. Our broadcast team tonight on what? And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, we know how dominant the Warriors are, but we also know that turnovers remain their Achilles heel. Now, Steve Kerr says sometimes the game comes too easy for our guys. They think they can do anything. We just have to keep it simple. The simple leads to this. And that
under this salary cap situation, you need strong talent evaluators to be able to have these type of benches.
Sometimes those guys, Smitty, are as valuable as the players themselves.
You're totally right. Whenever you can pick out talent and find guys that fit the great system, you have something.
It's the Warriors to start out. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Tatum.
Unselfish play right there. Curry with the patience to wait for someone to break free.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the evening.
One shot.
Here's Smart. Pass to Koufos. Back to Smart. Releases. And it's Irving missing. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against Chicago.
And when
Outside Tatum. Off the a little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Durant against Tatum. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Tatum.
I like three.
And Turner kicks to AI. And the basket by Curry.
Get you off on the right foot and want to patch up. Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Steve Lowe doesn't have to force it as much. And Stephen Curry, the face of the franchise, that
bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up to the Boston Celtics. Curry against Irving.
Weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Hayward. Curry has it in the corner. Teardrop shot.
Shooting the basketball.
Curry.
And no doubt that Marcus Smart is one of the better defenders at his position. Just never lets them get comfortable.
And he get the first one. AI left side. A floater.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. AI. In the early part of the season, Steve, if the chemistry isn't working, what can you do to try to fix that chemistry issue?
You know, obviously the general manager and the coaches, this is where they have to be communicating amongst one another, and they have to have a great feel, because if it's not working, and this is where you have to look at maybe benching some guys or possibly trading somebody. But that's where communication comes in. You got to have it from management to coaching to players.
Players want to know, don't they? They don't want to be left in the dark. At least they want to know the lay of the land for them.
Most of the great organizations, the communication's out front, and that's what players love. They love the trust factor from
Smart. And it's Carter in at the center.
In the last outing against the Bulls, stepped up and delivered. He scored 18 points, and in addition to his scoring, he grabbed a couple of rebounds. That was just the latest in
Part of everything they did in that game.
Yeah, maybe his line in the box score didn't.
He was all over the floor. It was a great two-way performance in every way.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's
On shooting.
Irving looking for an opening. Outside Tatum. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead.
Part defensively right now, especially on the interior.
It's always a treat.
Knocked loose.
On D with this, they need a bucket in a big way here to regain.
And here we go. Warriors running again.
That's a lose-lose. You don't want to give Hayward that shot. He will bury it.
goes up and lays it nice and easy. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. This game against Golden State is the first time.
This is going to be a fun first game between these two squads.
And Bulls, they're gaining on some of the teams above them. It's been all about Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. He handed it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kevin, what has allowed you all to build this lead in the first half?
Well, we've just been playing so hard. They play together and
All right. Thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. Has to happen quickly. Really an incredible half.
The second half, and that could create a lot of floor spacing.
We've got Durant, Miles Turner out there with Bell, and there's Money, and it's Curry in at the one spot. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
We see is making it each year is.
And Curry has it in the corner, just where to shoot. A 12-point game. We'll be playing host at Toronto. That's the first. No good that time. Good work defense.
Haywood is virtually in.
For the 8th time in 10. Irving finds Cooper. Bell. And shot is good off the bat.
A purpose.
Back to Curry.
At his height, he has a quick trigger, and he makes it look easy.
Hayward can't hit.
That was very tight. As he, you know, a little off his game this quarter. Still trying to find a rhythm, though.
Bell's shot is good. Called by Boston. We've got plenty of great ball in the league right now.
I think Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, James. Now you're starting to see the Giannis Antetokounmpo, the guys at that size, Kevin Durant being able to handle the basketball. So those names are the kind of the names that stick out for me.
Evans, he's checked in for Steph Curry. And let's take a look at the playmaking here. This chart with the assist totals split between the front court and the back court tonight for Boston.
And their guards are taking on the majority of the passing and assisting for the team, just as you might expect. The bigs doing their part by getting to good spots inside and making themselves available.
And it's blocked by Money. Covers it. Durant kicks to Bell. Back to Durant. And a wide open look for AI. No good from outside. For Boston, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Hayward can't hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to be key individual agendas.
Hayward on the wing. Back to Smart. The basket up.
Guys, how to
doesn't for him. The Celtics go
About that floor awareness there from Tatum. It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
and the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. So both teams making some changes here. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Then there's Jason Tatum, and it's Hickman in at the point. Pass to Tatum.
Tonight, it's held them back.
Turner, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Turner's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's where it starts, for sure, at the defensive end. Comebacks are always triggered by
over Curry. Here's Kufis, and it's sent back by Turner. Game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
When it comes to flagrant fouls, do you think the difference, Steve, between flagrant 1 and flagrant 2 is being called correctly for the most part?
Dude kept getting it right.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone looking for change.
Morris looking over the floor. There's the dish to Hayward. Shot clock at 5.
To work that in-between area, upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
Curry kicks to Bell. Curry.
Curry likes this shot when he doesn't want to take it to the rim.
Hayward outside. Good work defensively by Turner.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
And you can see where they're attacking here in the fourth, strictly from the perimeter.
You know, plenty of teams, they try strategy.
To the middle. Here's Kufis. And just miss after miss right now. And bring it up. State Warriors. Giving up just points in the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought. An all-around dominant performance. You kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that. And man, they just pretty much blew them right out of was play today.
When it
set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Steph Curry.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
He's guarding the eye. Curry against Hayward. Poked away. Curry with the steal.
Aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Hayward outside. Boston converting.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game. Have that.
Of our terrific 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching.
is creating 99 overall players and actually testing them out before I commit to what I want to use in NBA 2K20.
I'm sure you've got some highlights, but we want to see what you're...
It's the sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Denver Nuggets as they go up against the Warriors out in Oakland. And for Golden State, it will be a battle. The team they defeat.
We have the Nuggets as the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. Sideline, David Aldridge.
When he went down in that last game, it just didn't look good. The timetable still in doubt.
But it comes down to the mentality, and I'm interested to see who actually wins the battle of wills, asserts himself the most and most consistent. Yeah, the mentality, and sometimes being physical starts with your mentality.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. We've got Trey Lyles, Holden out there with Gary Harris. Then it's Porter, Jokic. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Pass to Harris. Good work there as it goes. Harris has got the first points up on the board for the Nuggets.
An aggressive offensive player. When Harris
to the inside, here's Baldwin. Harris trying to
attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part on that.
First foul. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And that one's good.
Why he's such an efficient inside. Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Here's Curry with the three. It's hauled in by Lyles. The Nuggets have gotten their first touchdown for the game. Passes it to Jokic. Shoots over Turner. Jokic.
You know, for Nikola Jokic, I mean, the team is relying on him more and more now, and he's earned that kind of trust, and expectations are big every night. One thing he's got to get better.
Kevin Durant picking up that last basket.
You know, even though he's just 6'4", Harris can throw it down now. Don't sleep on this guy's bounce.
Now, here's Curry. He's guarded closely. From deep. Doesn't go for him. And Denver the other way now. It's rebounded by Golden State. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance, felt like they could get in. Look off to a very good start offensively as a result.
AI in the post. Harris is there. Bell with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. It's good. 6. And kicks to Porter.
On his face.
And so it's Baldwin with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. To the paint. It's stolen by Bell. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Launches it. It's hauled in by Lyles.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Down low, Harris. The bucket.
They should.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. This the first chance to take a look at Nuggets this
against them in the conference finals. Now looking to do the same thing tonight.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Porter is out there with Payton. Then there's Bird. And it's Nikola Jokic. Baldwin in.
Yeah, the long of the
looked like he was on a mission. He ended up with 22 points, and there weren't too many shots that didn't fall. He was efficient from the field. He played a tremendous all-around game. I love to see that type of team.
Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
You just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Lyles checked in.
One shot.
We throw good. AI. Mark, when you played some tremendous talent at the forward position. As you go back in your Rolodex, who was the toughest matchup for you?
Well, I look at some of the names of guys that I played against. Mark Aguirre, Larry Bird, obviously Kevin McHale in Boston. Calvin Nat was terrific with Portland at the time. Marcus Johnson in Milwaukee. Bernard King in New York probably was the toughest guy I had to deal with because he was such an animal. Yeah, big-time scores at that forward position.
Over Turner. They call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And take a look here at the hustle stats for Denver.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Here's Baldwin.
And not just the score.
Now 6 on the shot clock. The three gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And Kevin, that three ball of Curry deadly. I mean, you feel like it's going in as soon as he lets it go.
Game of adjustments.
Always. And having good.
In rebounding, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. He kicks it to Porter. Inside, Baldwin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will do two.
And really the defense fouling there,
making him go to the line.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Solid trip from line right. Him down. Man, proving once again he's a team first guy.
And that was an unleashed moment. In large part to his length.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the timing too, Kevin, is a big asset in blocking shots. I think he's already a strong defender, and he's only going to get better as he gets more experience and strength.
Yeah. Center Nikola Jokic, the Joker, and he does have a lighthearted approach. No pressure. It's just a game. He feels.
Griffin's check in for the Nuggets. Harris comes in for Bird. Free throw good, AI.
They've hit every one of their.
Over Evans. Baldwin can't get it to go. Warriors trail by 5.
I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
The Warriors have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
On the season, I think they'd be thrilled with in terms of their.
That's good from Stephen Curry.
Quite possibly.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined by Steve Kerr. Coach, plenty of action in the first half. Probably too much for your point of view. What do you need?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. We've seen a tremendous game from Harris.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch because
defense, and there's money. And it's Curry in at the 1. That's Steve. Porter pulls it in.
Well, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these